Welcome to the Pat Sheranian Show, and are you in for a treat today? We are celebrating, and wait till you hear what's going on. I'm sitting next to a celebrity, and you're going to hear lots and lots about what's coming up. Thank you for being with us on KHQN 1480 AM and on pat.utahvalleylive.com. We appreciate you being there. Just to remind you, we do have a chat room. We'd love to have you make a comment, ask a question, complain, whatever your day is bringing forth. I want to thank the Kyani people for sponsoring us, kyani.net. The products have been wonderful for me. I went from wanting to take naps all day to on my feet, and now I can't seem to slow down. They've been just great. I was diabetic. I'm no longer diabetic, and I've been 14 months diabetic free. So thank you, Kyani, for that. Now, look who I've got with me. This is Virl Osmond.
Hi there.
And we are celebrating the beginning of something absolutely brand new called Osmond Productions, right?
Well, it's Virl Osmond Live.
Virl Osmond Live. That certainly beats any other thing we could think of, because we don't want him anywhere else but live. So thank you, because today we are announcing, today we're announcing Virl Osmond Live will start next Monday, 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. on KHQN and streaming video on UtahValleyLive.com. Now, I'm not sure what that's going to be, whether it's going to be virlosmond.utahvalleylive.com.
We've got to determine that.
Yes, that'll be close, but you'll know by Tuesday, by Monday, excuse me. By Tuesday, you really know. But he's going to be on every day, and he's got partners that are here with him today. And sitting at his table is somebody I absolutely do not recognize, and I've been with him for the last month, but he changed his appearance. Now, women get to do that. We can go from brunette to blonde overnight. We can be redheads. We can braid it. We can cut it off. We can add on extensions. But yesterday, when I saw the man on the end, Richard Logsdon, did I say that right?
Logsdon.
Logsdon.
Mm-hmm.
He had full Santa Claus beard, full Santa Claus here, around here, and here, and here, and here, and all over. And I came in this morning, and he was standing there, and I went, "Oh, who is that?" Now he's smiling, and I wonder who. It took me 7 seconds to feel. I did not know who I was speaking to. Finally, he laughed and said hello, and I thought, I can't believe this. Where did it all go overnight? Here you are, a young pup, and I thought you were my grandfather.
Well, first of all, shh.
Oh, I shouldn't tell anybody.
Well, Santa Claus is my great all-time hero. And I don't want it to get back to him in any way, Mr. Claus, that I was trying, even thinking about trying to impersonate him.
I won't do that.
Especially when we're going to have him on next month for the kids.
Are you?
We are.
He's coming from the North Pole.
Okay, now one of the things we want to know this morning is absolutely everything you can remember to tell me in your whole life.
Oh my goodness, are you serious?
We have a celebrity. Now, you have known the Osmonds since you were born. I don't care how old you are. Since you were born, you have known the Osmonds. And Virl is the oldest Osmond son, and he tells me he's the normal one. Now, you figure out that, whatever that means to you. So,
it's true.
So what I want to do this morning is I want to know about this production that you've got coming up, 9 a.m., 10 a.m., right here in this studio in downtown Provo, streaming all over the world.
Yes. And
on 1480 a.m. every day, starting Monday.
Oh, we can't wait.
Now tell us some of the things.
We've got a story to tell.
Yeah, tell it.
Oh, I'm so excited about this. You know, my little sister Marie said one day, we were backstage with. They're performing down at the Flamingo Hotel, she and Donnie. She pulled me aside one day and said, "You know, it's your turn to go on center stage." And I said, "What do you mean?" "Well, all through these years, you and your brother Tom have, because of your hearing impairment, have never been able to get up on stage until now." She found out. And all my brothers are so excited that I'm going on the air. We're going to talk about our father and our mother. My mother had journals.
She kept journals on everything. I didn't know that.
Yeah, and we're going to take chapter by chapter as a part of the show to tell the history about our family.
Oh, this is going to be
all
fun.
The things that have happened during the Andy Williams show, and how they what met Walt Disney, and how Donnie Marie got into their show. All those segments. We're going to talk about that.
Well, now, Richard's your partner, so he's going to be here part-time, but he's helping to produce.
He's my co-host. He's the Ed
Co-host.
McMahon of the
Okay,
show.
good man.
Yeah,
Good man.
Ed McMahon.
And you'll be.
You know what?
Here's
Wait a
Ozzy.
minute. Okay.
yeah. We've been on the
We
road.
really are celebrating. If you look out and see balloons falling from the sky, it's because in all the years, now I need to back up a little bit because Virl was on the air with me a month ago. And he explained to me why he could hear me better, some of the things that he has been through to change his personal hearing ability, some of the things that have happened. But I have to tell you a cute story that he told me. It was so innocently done and very precious. He said he was at home the other day and he heard this little tap, 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 tapping on the floor, tap, tap, tapping on the floor. And he turned to his wife and he said, "What is that?" And she said, "That's the dog walking on the floor." and he'd never heard it before. And now, tell me what they've done. I've forgotten everything, but things have changed for you. That's the first big thing. The second thing that you need to know is this is the first time, you just mentioned it, that you have been the star of your own show. Is that right?
My brothers are just so excited to finally see me get up on stage and perform. You know, I have to contribute my thanks to my wonderful mother, Ollie. Over the years, she sat down, and even when I was in the deaf school with my brother Tom, she would drill over and over till I learned to talk. But I still had a hearing problem for a while there because I couldn't hear the music and be up there with my brothers. But
You really couldn't hear any?
well, I could hear, but when it comes to harmony, it's so difficult. But when my brothers were performing years ago during the barbershop days.
Right.
Remember that? And I
I'm
was
not
in the
quite
back.
old enough, but almost.
Well,
Oh, come on.
okay.
Of course I remember that.
I was sitting in the back seat and I said, "Boy, I wish I had some talent." Oh, that cut my mother right to the quick. You know what she did to me? The next day, she enrolled me in a tap dance class with 14 girls.
And since then, he's been tap dancing, and he tried to tap dance with me a few minutes ago in the hallway.
Yeah.
So he's still tap dancing, but tell the story of how you learned to do the rhythm and the whole works.
All right, well, with the tap dancing, see, we taught our brothers how to tap dance, me and Tom. But what was so exciting, it was happened about a month ago. We were down in Guadalajara, Mexico with Justin. This is Merrill's boy. He works for Starkey Corporation, the largest manufacturer of hearing aids. And we fitted in 3 days' time 12,000 hearing aids on these little children down there. And it was such a beautiful experience that the chairman of the board decided to put me on his plane, his private jet. Bing! We went up to Minneapolis, Minnesota. The next day, he put some new hearing aids on me. It was just the most incredible thing. You know, I can hear better than you.
You probably can.
I can hear scratches. I can hear cricket. Yeah, that story about the dog coming down, it was real. I said, "You hear that little Chris? Did you hear that?" "Oh, George, call me George." "That's Molly." "Oh." And about 15 minutes later, I hear this sniff sound. I looked out the window and I said, "Chris, did you hear that?" "Oh, man, that's Molly sniffing." You see, these are all new sounds.
New
you see,
sounds for you.
Yeah, my hearing decibel is down to 85 decibels and 90 in my right ear. That's how low my hearing loss is. You know what that technology has done? I've got 4 here, computer, one in here and one in here and one up here.
I can't see a thing.
4, I can't, no.
There's nothing.
But the
there's nothing
technology has advanced. When I was a boy, I had hearing aids that big on my chest with big plugs that come up when I was in deaf school up in Ogden. But they raised the threshold from there all the way up to 20. That's new normal.
Oh my goodness, that is nerd.
My hearing has been restored, therefore I'm going to sing and dance now.
Would you not today?
Well,
at least not on this table.
No, Tom and I are going to dance in our opening show.
All right,
Yeah.
Which is next Monday,
oh,
9 o'clock Utah Valley time, Utah time, Mountain Standard Time, 9 a.m. right
Oh,
here. Also, before we get too far into this, I would like you just to tell me some of the celebrities because I haven't heard yet, and I'm easily impressed with you.
Well, you know, when I called my brothers up one by one, this past week. Oh, they were so excited. You see, I'm going to have Alan and Wayne and Merrill and Jay and Donnie and Marie and Jimmy and Tom.
They're all coming
They're
on.
all coming in to be on my show.
I hope not at the same time.
No.
This is a
not
very
at the same
small
time.
studio.
But we've got some wonderful stories to talk about the 50 years that they've been in the entertainment world. I'm going to tell a story. We're going to talk about the days of the fan club me and my mother had. Oh, and all those letters that came in. That's why my partner David Mickle over here is going to tell us about that. But we're going to talk about, and from my mother's journal, my brothers and I are going to talk about the experiences that happened.
Oh, that's going to
through
be
the years.
wonderful. Absolutely
that means
wonderful.
That every day we're going to have some entertainment.
Good.
We're going to talk about our other celebrity friends that will come too.
Do you know any yet? Have you got any lined up yet?
But they don't want me to tell you yet.
Oh, okay. So look forward to the surprises that are coming, because knowing this guy already, he's liable to have anybody in the world you can think of here, and probably will. Now, Richard, tell us a little bit about you. We know a little bit about the Osmonds.
Well, let me just say, for 35 years, I've been with this guy.
And you're still friends?
Oh, yeah.
We're still friends. We still like each other. But first, I don't want you to get in trouble. You left out Marie.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, you're going to be in trouble.
I'm sorry, Marie. I promise you will be on this show with me. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Richard, tell me who you are.
Well, I'm an old Kentuckian by birth. I was born in Mayfield, Kentucky, Graves County. Still considered part of the South from your native land.
Y'all right there.
Yes, we are. And so moved to Missouri when I was 11, lived there for 2 years, and then moved to Santa Cruz, California, where I graduated from junior high and high school. And of course, I got caught up in the Great Vietnam War and spent 27 months in Vietnam and a total of 10 years in the Navy.
Goodness.
And
that's known as the Navy man.
Oh, yes, yes. And when I came to BYU, I had a part-time job at a 7-Eleven right next to the Riviera Apartments. And you probably remember them saying from time to time that we live right between a 7-Eleven and Roy Rogers roast beef.
That was before I came to Provo.
Anyway, all the family members, they would come over on occasion and get this and that and the other. And of course, Marie, she was a big ice cream fan, and she would come over and buy ice cream cones from me all the time because I had a reputation for giving a little bigger dip.
Uh-huh.
And so that's how Virl and I.
Is that where you met?
That's where we met, right there. And then over the years, we kept going around and around and around and coming together and doing things and doing projects. And he says, we just keep bumping into each other, Richard. And I says, yeah, if we're not careful, one of these days we're going to knock ourselves out. and
now you're doing it on a good way.
We're doing it in a good way. But I'll tell you something. This man is a great man to be on the road with. We used to do live events. We've traveled together to Arizona, California.
We would sing songs like...
Oh, yeah, on the road again. And, of course, he was Mr. Clean always. We're kind of the odd couple. And...
what does that mean? You're dirty?
Well, I'm definitely the Oscar Madison of the two. Let's put it that way. He's the Felix Unger.
Yes, okay.
We would go through a drive-through, buy our heart attacks. I refer to it that way now since I met you.
You're right.
And we'd pull off to the corner parking lot there, and we would wolf everything down so we'd get on the road, make it to our next destination. Oz here, he makes sure all of his crumbs are in the center of that empty hamburger wrapper. He would fold it up, put it in a sack, He'd fold his napkin up, put it in a sack. Now, me, I just wadded everything up and threw it in the back
Most
floorboard.
People do. Now, that's terrible.
Oh, yeah, tell him that.
Oh, and, and we've had a lot of fun on the road.
Well, now, you have gotten involved, both of you, with some foundations, and I'm going to bring on Debbie Babbitt in a few minutes, and we're going to talk about that. And but let's set that up a little bit, because you have been blessed, your family, over the years, and the thing that has been very wonderful for all of you, you've given back. You have given back, and you're in the process more and more of getting deeper involved with these charities that you're working with. So let's just mention a couple of them, then I'm going to bring Debbie on to answer some questions about it.
Shall we?
Okay.
All right.
And so she's, are you involved in the foundations because you're partners? Then you're all involved together.
I've got two partners coming on here. We're all involved
together. So the four of you.
Yes.
Okay.
So let's bring Debbie in.
Okay, should we do that? All right.
Certainly.
And I'm going to, while you're changing places, I'm going to just mention Kyani again and how much I appreciate those products, and just mention one of them in particular. We have a product called Nitro FX, and it's a product that is a natural, made of natural noni root, a product from noni root, and it triggers your body to create your own nitric oxide, which we stop doing pretty much when we're in our 30s, 40s, and then we want to take naps in our 50s, 60s, because our body's not producing that in our body. So this product triggers to have the body produce its own nitric oxide, and that's where I get this incredible energy that I am so grateful for. I've always been enthusiastic, but this is crazy. It's just fun. Hello, how are you? Good to see you.
Fabulous. Thank you.
You look wonderful. You've got the prettiest eyes. Look at you. I'm going to have you move around this way and get right in front of this microphone and pull yourself up real tight and close. There,
Okay.
that's better.
How's
yeah,
that?
that's good. Now, Debbie, I know that you're partners because I know about that. But tell us a little bit about yourself, because we've just met not too long ago, and I don't know your whole history, and I want to know everything, and something you've never told anybody.
Something I've never told anybody. That's kind of scary. I don't know if you want to know that. I'm actually a local girl. I'm from Provo, Utah.
Where'd you go to school?
To Provo High.
Did you really?
And I happened to be there during the time that Donnie and Marie went for about 2 or 3 months. I don't remember exactly, but we were all just so excited to have them there because Donnie and I are the same age.
Oh, good.
And so that was kind of my first.
Just turned 30.
Yes.
Okay,
Thank
good.
you very
that
much.
sounds good. Donnie will appreciate that too.
Yeah. Anyway, that was fun.
Good. And
have
so
that
what did
opportunity.
you study? Did you go on to college, or did you get married, raise kids? What happened?
I did. I went to college. I went to Utah, that Utah Valley, and
Okay.
I went to BYU, and I went to Dixie. So
Oh,
I went to all
okay.
3 places and
Down in St. George.
in St. George.
I have a granddaughter
Love
down
it.
there now, and
Yes.
she's the one that's going to be warm all winter.
Oh yeah.
I may move out her roommates and move in with her.
Oh, it's wonderful.
That would be nice.
I am not a cold weather
Close to
person.
Zion's and all those fun places.
Yeah, oh, that's so good. Well, now tell us about what the two of you, or four of you actually, are doing. But let's talk about right here, the two of you and these
Our
these
sponsor-
charities that
our
you're involved.
Sponsor. You want to talk about our sponsor?
Sure.
Chain
Okay.
Breaker.
All right, we're going to talk about Chain Breaker, and I have met the lady that has built a building and made all that happen, a place for that to happen. But I want the two of you to tell me what you do and who you do it for.
Okay. Chainbreaker Foundation. The chairman is Joan Shippen,
Okay.
and Virl's actually on the board.
Okay.
There's a board of, I'm not sure exactly how many, but about 12 to 15. And all of these people are very supportive in helping women and men in distress. And I've always had a passion for helping people with my family. And I had that opportunity myself to become a massage therapist, learn about health. And this foundation is all about helping these women find the doors, find the places to go, to learn about their health, to learn about how to get better, to share with their children, to get through a difficult situation.
Let's identify it. Are we talking abused women? Are we talking women that are down on their luck? Or men also? Or are we talking about somebody that has the flu?
We're talking about more abused women
Okay.
and people that are down on their luck, serious
Homeless?
homeless,
Okay.
divorced,
Okay.
women that
Nowhere
have
to
nothing,
nowhere to
have
turn.
nowhere to turn to.
No families to turn.
Um,
Help them.
No money?
No
this kind of
money.
thing? And I was out there, and I noticed an enormous warehouse full of clothing for women and men. And so you've got something started there that will help people. Debbie, move up a little bit to your microphone. There you go. Good. And so are you part of bringing people in, or are you part of the teaching process? Or do you interact with people is the question.
Our role basically is in the fundraising part.
Oh, okay.
For example, our brother Merrill is going to put on a benefit concert in the spring to
Okay.
help raise money for and behalf of the Chainbreaker Foundation.
And then
But,
that money's used to help
to-
people get started in
right.
things that they
Let's-
need.
Some of these ladies come in with all of their little children. They don't have the resources to even get a phone. Some of them are living out of their cars. I mean, it's so distressful to see that.
In Happy Valley, Utah?
Yes.
Oh yes, oh yes. And then that's the other thing.
We've
We
seen
belong.
them firsthand.
Yeah.
That seems impossible.
Oh, it's just terrible.
By and large, we think that we're doing okay and we take care of our own.
Uh-huh. But here's something
And that
else.
means your neighbor, regardless
Yes,
of
and
who
I
and what
think
they are.
most people would want to do that and be aware of that. So if we can make people aware that they're maybe your neighbor or maybe a friend or a cousin or somebody knows somebody, you can refer them to this foundation and they can get some help, whether it's with food, cell phones, gas, a place to go to learn. This foundation has that, and they have the support, and that's why Virl is excited about this. Because
How long have you been involved in this?
This has been over the last 6 months to a year.
And you're now raising funds seriously.
Yeah,
How many
we
women?
actually-
I think maybe 6 women need help. Okay, but
Okay.
I'm hearing something different.
There's a lot of women that need help right
A lot
now.
more.
And there's some men too, but we're going to address it. We're going to bring the awareness to the radio show about that. They're our sponsor.
That's right. Chainbreaker's one of your sponsors.
Yeah.
That's right. Okay. So then let me ask this. Let's say that the person she's got 3 kids. She's living in a car. How in the world does she hear about you? Through word of mouth?
Well,
Mostly
this brings
through
up
word
the
of
other
mouth.
thing about the Morning Star Project Foundation.
Okay,
This
Morning
is-
Star Project.
That
okay.
is more toward the Native American. We're catering to the Northern Cheyenne. Did you know that
Now, wait a minute. So besides the Utah County
Oh yeah,
area,
we're doing
You're
several
reaching out
foundations.
to
We're working with
the Northern Cheyenne, the
okay.
natives.
Northern Cheyenne through Morning Star Foundation. We're also working for the Olive Osmond Perpetual Hearing Fund to raise money for hearing aids for children,
okay.
and other organizations to help the hearing impaired. But with this Chainbreaker Foundation is so important because of the need. Oh, there's a tremendous need. But we need to bring awareness.
Well, I think so. We're sitting right
Yeah.
here and we don't know about it. So
Yeah, we're going to bring that out.
Let's do that. Let's get more aware. Now, I want to tell you again. Virl Osmond is my guest today, and one of his partners is Debbie Babbitt. Am I
That's
saying all
right.
that right? And they are here because we are celebrating. Next Monday will be the first show starting daily at 9 a.m. to 10 a.m.
Oh, that's going to be
with
fun.
Virl as the head chief honcho in charge of production,
Oh,
guests,
dear.
funding. We're going to work him to pieces. And he's going to line people up to come on with him.
Oh, it's going to be
Now,
fun.
you can find him on streaming video, UtahValleyLive.com. We're not sure what the subtitle will be, if it's going to be Osmond or Virl Osmond or what it's going to be. But the name of your show is
Virl Osmond Live.
Virl Osmond Live.
With the Osmond family.
With the Osmond family. Okay. So right now you can find this program. It will be archived on pat.utahvalleylive.com. His program will be every single day will be archived, and you find out Monday where and when. So what we'd like you to do is email, whether you're listening to us on KHQN 1480 AM, but email your friends and tell them wherever they are that they can hear and watch. You local, you're listening on the radio, driving your car and so forth, but you can also find online streaming. So if you've got friends in Japan, Australia, anywhere in the world, they can watch the Osmond product, producer, director, talent, the whole works.
And the tap dancing.
And the tap dancing.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, good grief, there goes my table. It will all be happening, and it is starting on Monday. And so I'm put my colors together of yellow and red because I want to celebrate.
Oh.
Besides, it was 29 degrees this morning. Okay, so send out your email because they cannot find us with all the many gazillion websites out there. They can't find us on streaming unless you do. So right now it's pat.utahvalleylive.com. And if you want to reach me and find out more about these people, things they're not telling you on the air, call me at 801-362-9552, 801-362-9552. All right, I want to hear just a little bit more. How can we help Chainbreaker and Morning Star? The Morning Star is geared towards the Native American.
Yes.
Yeah. By the way, Pat, just so you know what the life expectancy is up there among the Northern Cheyenne? 44.
For women?
No, men and women.
Men and women.
There's hardly any grandfathers and grandmothers up there. And what's happening with all these little orphan children that the mothers are caring for all these little children? And here's winter coming in. We need to get blankets. We need to get
coats, shoes, boots.
Oh my goodness!
Children clothing.
They
children's
did just
clothing?
get coats. Somebody brought
They can
about
have
100.
coats and blankets. Somebody gave
Dr.
you
100
100.
coats.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
and
Now,
then
how
it's-
do you get them from Happy Valley up
Well,
to? And what if you're somewhere else in the
We're
world
bringing
and you want to
Dr.
mail it?
Pam Mays, who is the director of the Morning Star Project Foundation, to elaborate details about what's happening up
Okay.
there. We have visual pictures to show.
Okay.
You know that there are women living out of their cars, raising their little
In
family.
this weather,
Oh,
Yeah.
it's really amazing.
that is going to be horrible, horrible. We need
Okay,
help.
well, we have something else exciting to tell you about. David Mickle is here. Our other
Well,
partner.
David Mickle just stepped out of the room, so I don't know where he went.
well,
so
here he comes.
he's coming back.
Yeah, we're going to talk about this exciting thing that David and I have been working for 3 years on this project. So,
That's great. Now, Debbie, you're involved in that, and Richard's involved. You're all
Yes,
involved
we're
in this
involved
together.
in all the
We're all
different
working
projects.
And
together.
what do you call this company that you have?
It's called the Virl Osmond Production.
Okay, we'll take it. The Virl Osmond production. I
Yeah.
think this is great. How do you feel about? I like feelings. How do you feel about this?
Oh, I'm so grateful.
I mean, now that you're 29 years old and holding,
I wish. I just turned 66, Pat.
congratulations.
Oh.
Da-da-da-da-da-da.
So, when he got
Okay.
to 66,
No, I
he
am.
He's
decided
starting
to go
his
back.
first streaming live on the computer, internet, the whole works, and on radio.
Well, I want to express our gratitude and our thanks to all of these people for all these 50 years that they've been with us. They want to hear the rest of the story.
Yeah, you do want to
I
hear the
do.
rest of the story. I know a little bit of it, and it's very, very good. Thank you for being with us. Now, Debbie, thank you for being here. We
you.
lost
It was a
Richard out of
pleasure.
the room. He went out of here. Our audience is getting smaller, and so stay with us if you're here. And David, come and join us. And I want to know every single thing about you. Now, Debbie did not tell me all the things about her. I know, so
Well, I
we
can
may.
tell you some things about Debbie that are pretty interesting.
Oh, good. All right.
Let's tell it, David.
Folks, this is David Mickelson, not Nickel. Excuse me, Mickle.
Mickle.
Not Nickel, but Mickle. And we have just met this morning. Has a wonderful radio voice.
Oh,
And
yeah.
very handsome, so we're happy to have him.
How about
and,
that?
And this is the kickoff show for next week. And David, you're going to be very involved in that also, I understand.
That's what I'm told, yeah. Looking forward to it.
And he says yes.
Well, you know,
yes, dear.
I wanted, before David talks, all through the years, as I worked with my mother, we answered just about every letter that came in to the band club. And one of the things that came up all the time was, Olive or Alan or Wayne or Mel, what would you think about this health issue or that health issue? And until now, we were not able to respond to that. But we have a lot of research done by Mr. Mickle and myself.
Good.
We want to bring out information that will benefit
To help everybody.
everybody.
Right, everybody around the
It's
world.
the baby boomers now that grew up with it.
Well, they're getting older.
Oh, yeah, but there's health issues that they need to be aware of.
Absolutely.
David, let's have you expound on what we're doing.
Oh, wait. Take that breath away.
Ah.
He's all ready to go. I want to know who you are. Tell me a little bit about you and your background, that you have this background.
I'd rather talk about Debbie, but if you really want me to.
I
will.
really want you to. Because Debbie won't forgive you if you say something she doesn't want to say.
I was, okay, just to make it quick, I was born in a place called Hollywood, California,
Oh, you were?
during a blackout in World War II. We were told we were being attacked as I was being born. And so my mom and dad were trying to get across the freeway to get to Hollywood Presbyterian Hospital without any lights. Well, and that's how I started my life.
Oh, my goodness.
I grew up in Southern California and in a gang.
In a gang?
Yep. In the third grade, my folks decided it's time to move because of the gang that I was in.
You were in Hollywood then, in the
Yeah, well,
hills?
East Los Angeles
East Los
is where we
Angeles.
lived.
Well,
yeah.
yes, that could be.
And so we moved up. Well, there was two gangs. There was the Chicano gang and the black gang. Was that
You don't look like either one.
Well, back then you had to belong to a gang in order to get home from school without getting
Right,
beat up
without
every
getting
day.
hurt.
So anyway, we moved out to Whittier, built a home out there, which is towards Disneyland, and that's where I grew up.
In Whittier?
Was sunny Southern California on the beach, and really enjoyed growing up there.
Did you ever work out at the Whitwood Athletic Club?
No, never did. I
Right-
worked
right
out
there
the
in
beach
Whittier?
mainly.
Yeah. Just take Harbor and go down to the beach.
Okay. Anyway, that's my background, and then I came out to Utah, and well, first I went to Idaho, to Rick's College, back when it was Rick's College, and learned what life was really like. For a surfer to be with all these farm boys out there, they're my roommates, it was just a wonderful experience.
It had to be different.
So that's the quick background. Spent a couple years down in South America doing missionary work, and learned about a whole different world there, and came back and went to BYU, went to UCLA, got a degree in Spanish because I had the language, got another degree in, my background really is marriage and family counseling.
And I understand you're going to be on some of Virl's shows and may go that direction.
If that's what he asked me to do, I'd be happy to help.
That would be great.
You bet.
Great.
So that's my background in a nutshell.
Well, now, but we're talking about health and how to live and what to eat and so forth. And so let's segue into that.
Okay. My cousin dies of cancer. 6 months before his father, my uncle dies of cancer. And, you know, in the same family, that's a little scary. So leaves my aunt and the rest of the kids that were adults, of course. And in talking to her, I tried to find out, well, was there chemotherapy? Was there, you know, what worked, what didn't work? And she gave me some information. And I just started researching. My wife's background is in nursing, and she really has a good emphasis in natural health. And she taught me a lot. And so I got on the website and started looking at doctors who were legally AMA guys, but really used a lot of natural health concepts to help with their patients with tremendous success. I mean, it's just incredible. And that I started sending some information to her about that, so she'd have that for her and the rest of the kids. And within a week, I got 4 emails from people I'd never heard of saying, we would like to subscribe to your site, please. How much is it? I just wrote back and said, what site? I don't have a site, you know. Well, the information that you sent to my aunt, we would like to have access to that if we could. I said, oh, sure, I'll include you. And as I did more research, I sent that out to those people, and they tell other people about it. I ended up with 4,000 people asking for help.
Yeah.
To learn more about how nature can help us rather than getting all these drugs that we're supposed to use that cost so much. There's that much interest out there. I finally got on a site on Yahoo, so they would do all my mailing for me, and we did it for free just to try to help people. So that's how I got into health, being a marriage and family counselor.
So now, on your show, starting Monday, 9 a.m. on this channel, starting then, will you be going into more detail? Can you give us some hints this morning? We've got a little time, some case histories.
David's going to be a regular on our show. We're going to talk about a site called Osmond Natural Health Information.
Now, is this the project that you're developing?
It's the project that we're working on, and it's so badly needed. And we want to get this information. We want this to be an information show.
So you're not selling a product per se?
Nope.
You're
it's
just
an
giving
information. It's an information site that we're going to make
available. So if somebody says, I've had pain here, there, or somewhere, they are worried about cancer, they've been told they have cancer. Well, would this be a show they could?
We can't make claims on.
We're not going to prescribe anything, but we can let people know what research has been done in any particular area. For example, one of the best things you can have in your body in order to stay healthy is vitamin D, which you can get for free if you know to go outside and take a walk in the sun for 45 minutes, or go out and play with the family, or go to the beach and not have to put all these things on your skin that aren't good for you. We let people know that there are things from nature that are so far beyond anything that man has created. It's just incredible. There are times when you do need to have medications and so on. They're very helpful in the right place, but we've become so over-involved in that area, we forget. We suggest people sit down and eat at Mother Nature's table. And if they'll do that, their bodies can do a lot for themselves.
Oh, I haven't heard that expression in years. A long time ago,
one of my
I remember
favorites.
Somebody say it again. It sounds so good.
Oh.
Come join us at a banquet regularly at Mother Nature's table.
And
look what she has to offer.
What would be on that table today?
Natural fruits, vegetables, nuts, sunshine, loving your family, things like that. It's an emotional table also.
And as we talk about family unity, we're going to bring those principles up. How to strengthen the family.
I believe, now you guys correct me, I believe that we spend a great deal of time without realizing it around toxic people. and toxic food
That's right.
and toxic energy.
We're gonna talk
And
about that.
it almost becomes a habit or addictive. And so it's really hard to walk away from it. We've become addicted to types of food, sugar, white flour.
Mm-hmm.
We've become
Processed foods.
all processed because it's easy, it's
Real big.
fast,
Oh,
and you
yeah.
can do it in a hurry.
Yep.
And it's just, put something in the kid's mouth at night or when you're hungry before you go to bed. Load yourself up with terrible carbs.
And our body keeps saying, why are you putting these things in my mouth?
Yeah, and I can believe that.
Give me a pear.
So if somebody called in and said they're struggling with diabetes,
That's a major problem.
and it is major,
It's
and
rampant in our
I'm
society
doing
right now.
natural things for that. But it required more than just the cayenne for me. It required I get enough exercise. So I go swimming every morning.
That's
Actually, the water's 91 degrees. You don't swim in that water. You jump, I jump, and I jog, and I carry on, and
That's
the room's
nice.
about 78 or so.
I got to find out where you swim. That sounds good to me.
It's right here. It's really nice, particularly
All
on
right.
a
It's gonna
cold
be a
morning like
beautiful
this morning.
program.
And so, but you're going to bring this out because I
Oh.
think people need to
Absolutely.
know.
Family, they want that information.
Wait, well, over the generations. Hey, I was
heaven.
born in my grandparents' home, and y'all out in the country, a pretty ways out there, about 10 miles. And I grew up on everything absolutely natural, and I thought I was the most natural person in the world. And I hit high school, and then every garbage thing in the world went through my body. And still, I've had to really focus on getting rid of things that are just plain unhealthy.
I've just had two examples come to mind. If I could share
Okay,
those
yeah,
with you
that's
for
what
a
I
moment.
want.
Think, everyone listening and watching out there, think last winter, now we're just entering winter again, think of how much sickness there was in your family with cold and flu. How much did you have to spend on meds? How much did you miss work? How much did the kids miss out of school, and so on? I haven't had a cold or flu in 8 years. So I haven't had to
Okay.
miss any work. I haven't had to spend any money on drugs or meds. Eating natural things, and I'm going to show people the kind of things I ate where I don't get colds or flu for 8 years. Why? Why should we? If we're eating the kind of things Mother Nature has at her table, we don't have to have all those kinds
Tell
of
me
things.
what you cut out first. I mean, you did you grow up this way? Were you in a home?
Oh, well, yeah,
it
we
was-
grew up in an orange grove. My job every morning was to go out and pick about a dozen oranges, which my mom would then juice and would have that for breakfast. I thought that's what every 8-year-old kid did in the world, was go out and pick oranges every morning.
Because that was Southern California.
Yeah, Southern California, yeah. But now I go out and get eggs from our chickens so that we don't have to
Okay.
buy them at the stores where they've been in the shells for 6 months.
And
the chickens
before
are,
that, the chickens were in shells
and
and
the
cages.
chickens are in a cage
Yeah,
like this
yeah,
and never
yeah.
get to go out and eat like they're supposed to. Anyway,
So they're not. Do you talk about? Will you be talking about organic products, which I have learned?
absolutely.
I was what was I? General manager of Harvest Fresh Foods, Fresh Foods or something up in Orem for a while, and I learned organic is not necessarily organic.
Not anymore.
People got away with putting organic
That's right.
labels on things,
That's
and
right.
they'd been grown in the worst situations you could possibly think of. Hothouses.
What I've been doing for years is putting together the results of the most recent studies that have been done by science, not just naturopathy and so on. But the results show the power that nature has, and then I let our people know, okay, here's what they're learning about the power of nature. I did that for quite a few years. When Virl found out what I was doing, he says, oh my goodness, me and my brothers and my sister were getting questions all the time because our family is so healthy. Everyone wants to know what we're doing to keep us so healthy, and here you've got the background on it. Could you come and share the research you have done so that we can make it available to people? So it's going to be called Osmond Natural Health Information. It's an information
okay,
site. That's what
yeah.
it's for.
So,
I'll give you the site. Do we have time for a second example?
Yeah, you've got all kinds of time.
Okay. I heard from a friend of mine who was coaching a junior college basketball team up in Washington. He had been to Japan. He had found out that there is something that they found in the earth there, a combination of minerals from deep down in the earth. No drugs, just minerals. They found when they put these together that quite often if there was a bad ankle strain or a shoulder strain or something like that, it would go away. Sometimes they think they lose a player for 2 weeks.
Wait, back up. Put them together how? In a paste or they ate them or drank them or what?
Is it okay if I say it? I'm going to give more information on this later. It's a pendant that you can wear in your pocket or around your neck.
Okay.
Albert Einstein
So it's like
was
a quartz?
I can't tell you.
Okay.
It would take too long.
Okay.
There's quite a few minerals.
I'm going to have to listen to your show.
There are 26 minerals.
Okay, we'll have to listen to the show.
We're going to tell
They're going to
everything.
be on starting Monday. This is why we're celebrating today.
Yes.
Virl Osmond and all of his friends, I hope not all in one day, but it sounds like it could happen. All of his gazillion friends and all of his fan club and all of his family are starting. They won't all be on at the same time, I promise
I hope
you.
not.
But next Monday, 9 a.m. to 10 a.m., right where you're listening and watching now. There will be a subdomain. Right now it's pat.utahvalleylive.com. It will be something, utahvalleylive.com, and 1480 AM, which is a tower down in Spanish Fork, and we are the studio for that tower, and we're slowly filling up all of the airtime around the clock because I've got another friend that spun off her show, and she starts on December 1st. So a lot of people are bringing health things on. So I'm glad to hear that you're doing this because I know you're going to have celebrities on. You're going to talk about health. You're going to talk about religion. What are some of the other things?
We're going to talk about the lives of the Osmond family through the years.
Okay.
From my mother's journal.
Okay.
We're going to bring other celebrities in.
And I think that will really be fun. That will
I
be
got
fun.
a surprise for you.
You know, because we simulcast on radio and streaming video, they've got to come to us because we can't get to them. We can't do it by telephone. It doesn't work when you're streaming. So we do have a chat room, and if you would care to put something in the chat right now, we'd love to read it, see it, or be part of it.
I have something for that. I got to tell you the second part of this because people
Okay.
go crazy when they hear
Okay.
this.
Okay.
So what we
I
found.
thought you didn't want to tell me anymore, so I
no,
wanted to get away from it.
I just said I didn't have time to tell you the 26 minerals that are inside this pendant.
All right.
Massive as
Sorry,
quartz.
did not understand that. Okay.
It goes
let's
way
start
beyond
over.
that.
Okay.
But what we have found is that quite often athletes that would be out, they figured for 2 weeks with injuries, were back in the second half when they applied this pendant. That's from the minerals from the earth, because we're made of things from the earth, as you know.
Certainly.
Our body, of course, is composed of things of the earth. What I found out was, I tried it with our basketball team at one of the local schools, and they found that they had more energy. They were sleeping better than they ever had before. I had kids that had been hitting free throws at 55% that went up over 90%, because this was having an interaction, the minerals having an interaction with their body. But then this happened. One of my players came back, and he was a kid out of New York, an inner city kid who was really struggling with understanding things academically, and he'd gotten an A on his first test ever, the first A he'd ever gotten. And he came back in, he says, "Mr. Mickle, could I keep this pennant for one more day?" I said, "Why that? Why is that?" He says, "Well, I got a test in math." And what I found out, Pat, what I found out was that wearing this, it helped the circulatory system, including going up into the brain, to function normally, where you don't have to take pep pills and stuff like that. And I had teachers emailing me saying, "What's going on? I've got kids that have had trouble all year long, and suddenly they're focused." That was the main word that I kept hearing. Why is Dodge so focused in class, and he's enjoying himself for the first time, and his grades are going up just like this? It was the same thing that was helping him physically. Now it's helping him academically. People need to know about these things, and now we're going to be able to tell them. Thanks to this
yesterday
guy.
on the air, I explained
exactly
that roughing it isn't my thing. Roughing it, people always want me to go roughing it like digging minerals out of the earth. And my idea of roughing it is not enough towels in the penthouse of the Marriott Hotel. So
There you go.
I'm not going to dig them out of the ground. So how do I get hold of these things? I mean, are you going to let us know where to get them or how to get them? Or
we're going to take
do we buy them or steal them, or what do we have
On
to
the
do?
day that we're talking about Osmond Natural Health information, we'll make that
Available.
information available on a website we're putting together right now, where they can come and see the research
Are you
we've
putting
done.
together that website? Oh, that's someone in our audience here. Okay, he's building the website.
I'm sorry I interrupted. You were going to say.
Oh, no, I was just saying how exciting.
You think you have time to talk with the two of us going on here?
We're excited.
No, it's going from this ear and out the other. Back and
Are
forth.
you telling me that selective hearing? Now that's funny from you.
Selective hearing. That's exactly right. Oh, we're just going to have lots of fun. I know we're going to be cracking a few jokes along the way, telling funny stories that happened to my family.
You better be careful, Osmond family. Who knows what he's going to do.
You look at my mother's journal. There are some funny things that have happened over the years.
I think for the first time you may be taking the liberties that the oldest child in the family takes.
Well, I'm waiting till Virl gets sick and can't come, and then I'm going to tell things about him that
let's hope
nobody
that
knows
doesn't
yet.
Oh,
happen.
boy.
Just letting you know.
David.
I think I'll limit who I email. No, everybody needs to be emailed.
Oh, and
to be
guess
fun
what?
of what?
We're going to bring out some letters that our fans have written over the years and read them.
One of the things you mentioned to me, and it's been seems like years and years, and I guess I thought fan clubs went away because all the kids are now 4 years old that are singing and dancing. No, they're 14, but I understand you guys, if the Osmonds still have these huge fan clubs, 250,000 people
well,
in
we've
England.
got quite a group in Europe, and we have a huge fan club in Japan. And we've got
boy.
Really?
We had a whole group come down from the Netherlands about a month ago, and I got to meet some of these folks on a little tour. They wanted to see where our hometown was and all. My mother's cabin, where she was born, up in Idaho, a lad. Oh, it was just so fun. But these people have grown up with it. They're still with
They've
it
grown up with you.
for
That's
50
true.
plus years.
That's true.
We're going to bring out some of those folks. We're going to bring out some of their letters.
That will be great.
Isn't that great?
Oh,
That is great.
We're going to have fun with this.
Now, I have to go back to these natural foods because I'm more and more into this. The place where I swim is owned by Rogan Taylor, and they're spine and orthopedic things, and they fix things, and they're a physical therapist, and he is vegan, and I had him come speak to a group. And it's the easiest thing in the world when you finally catch on that you're killing your body and you don't need to. One of the things I learned from listening to him was that it takes beef 6 days to rot in your intestines before you eliminate it.
Oh, my.
And that's a lot of cancer-causing foolishness going on, just filled with toxins, for goodness sakes. And then they go get prescriptions. Somebody gets a sore somewhere, and they start with the prescriptions. And women and men both struggle with candida. Well, that's yeast, and it's every white thing you ever put in your mouth. It's just horrible. And they don't know. People don't know. It's a lack of education. I mean, do we know that we're killing ourselves? No. And we need to be educated. So if I say to you, I have a friend in stage 4 cancer, and she's really suffering, you would say?
I would say I would refer you to a fellow who was supposed to die of cancer. He's given 6 weeks to live. He was stage 4, and what he was able to get hold of, he said, "Give me chemotherapy," and they said, "Well, it's too late for that." But he was aware of another direction with Native American contacts that he had. He said, "The white man's medicine isn't helping me. Do you have anything?" And what they gave to him was a very bitter herb, which he made a tea out of and started. Bitter means it's really good for you.
Right.
And started chewing it, and within 3 months, his cancer was in total remission. His bleeding.
Nuts that these things are out here, and people die every single second of this day.
All the bleeding that he had from his stomach had stopped. But here's the best part. He changed his life. He went into naturopathy, and he got his doctoral degree in naturopathy. He opened up a clinic up in Idaho, and there he was sent by the hospital, the local hospital, stage 4 patients. That's why when you said stage 4, this rang a bell. And they're supposed to have a zero chance of survival.
Absolutely, it's over.
He had over 100 there, and his survival rate using the going from acidic to the right kinds of foods and so on, and using these herbs that the Native American Indians have been given by the Great White Father. We know who that really is, centuries before. His survival rate was 93%. And I'm going to be talking about him. And then they started sending him HIV patients and what he was able to do for them. The guy is absolutely. I met him personally. And
so have you become a student then?
Yes. I am definitely a student and a sharer of the things that the student learns. And I'm happy to share
information we want to get out.
Okay, I'm going to get political on you then for just a minute here. Dear. Well,
I better bring my senator.
I'll get Chris Cannon. He's down the hall. The pharmaceutical companies give a great deal of money to various politicians. They don't want to see a whole lot of things change because the pharmaceutical companies support a lot of things. It's about greed and money. And so the political correct thing used to be, we will do what we're asked to do. And we will take because the doctor says. Now, I was married to a surgeon. And I understood there were times when people really, they had a broken leg and it needed to be fixed.
Absolutely.
And but there were other times when I thought, I know there's another way to do this than to put this person on chemo and put them on radiation and kill every good cell in their body while trying to knock off a few bad ones. and so I've known, we know. I think instinctively most of us know. We just don't know where to go. And so little by little by little we're learning. And if you're going to be doing this on your show, one day a week or whatever it is, along with different things that are going on, I think you're going to have a hit.
It's going to be a lot of entertainment, but a lot of information that we want to get out to people.
Eating
and
at
again,
Mother Nature's table.
That's it. And but again, this is very political.
Yes,
it is.
Because you're going to put. Years ago, when I started on the old Covo station, for goodness sakes, my first guest was Marianne Andrus. And Marianne came in, and she had a passion, which is why I invited her to come. There were billboards going up in every corner, on every street, up and down the freeway. You got where you couldn't even see anything in Utah County for billboards. And she single-handedly talked about these billboards, and over a period of time on the radio, well, we got phone calls from a lady whose husband painted the signs, from somebody else whose father dug the hole to put the sign in, from somebody else who designed the sign. I mean, it went on and on, and painted it, a painter who painted, there's zillions, and they were all out of work. And so it became extremely political to take all these signs down, and many have come down, these great big billboards that you couldn't see a tree anywhere in sight because the billboard was covering everything.
Really?
So you're in territory that is offensive to a lot of people. What do you mean you don't think they should go to doctors? What do you mean they could cure themselves? Look how many people you're going to put out of work. It is a political issue. How are you going to address that?
We do want them to have a doctor care. What David was saying, we have a tendency to lean totally on the medical profession. The pharmaceutical have great control.
If the doctors don't understand it, and there's something wrong, and somebody goes to a doctor and he says, well, just take this, you'll feel better.
Yeah,
okay?
Make the pain go away.
So I went to see a doctor the other day, and I'm perfectly, all my numbers are just normal. And he said, well, I think you need more vitamin D. And I thought, I don't want to take anything else. I want to get out, walk in the sun. Eat something that's got something in it with vitamin D in it.
Right.
Because people are so used to saying, okay, I'll go take that. I'll just put it on my insurance.
They're bombarded constantly on commercial that drugs that's out there by the pharmaceutical is the answer. It's not.
People want to make the pain go away instead of finding out why the pain is there. The pain's there because the body's saying, red flag, red flag. There's a problem here. Can you help me with this, please? Oh, here, I'll make the pain go away. Oh. That doesn't solve my problem. Let's go to the source and call Mother Nature in and see what she can do working with the doctors, because you definitely got to have doctors. They know
but they also need to be educated. If they're going to go through school and all those years, that somebody needs to say, okay, now let's just tell you about nature.
Also, it can be a very workable combination to do good for people instead of just one.
I was on after this car accident.
Move up a little bit to your mic here. Get closer.
I lost my train of thought.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Thanks a lot.
About your car accident.
I know what it is.
Your accident.
Well, I was taking all kinds of medication. I had 13 different pills. And we started analyzing this. The doctor said, well, you took this pill to take care of that reaction. Or this side effect, you need this pill to take care of that. This pill to take care of that. It went on and on and on. I said, why am I putting all these drugs into my body?
Right.
But I got on Kyone. Oh, boy.
See, I've been talking about that for
program.
2 months here. Good.
About
I'm glad, because I know that Debbie's on Kyone. You're on Kyone. I'm on Kyone. Kyone helped you heal.
Oh, you know what?
So much quicker after your accident.
Well, do you remember?
You should have seen the car. You showed me a picture of the car. It looks like somebody had taken it and just jammed it with
like an accordion. But what happened was I got hit so hard right here that it caused the brain and the carotid to shear like that. And it broke all these vessels. The next day, I had a brainstem stroke. Imagine that. A stroke. I was in a wheelchair for 5.5 months, Pat.
Good
and
grief.
I had, it really was. I was so in despair and so discouraged. It was all, and then certain people came in my life. And
let me sneak in here for a second.
Okay.
He couldn't feel anything on this side of his head.
Really?
I brought him.
No feelings at all.
I brought him a pendant that I mentioned before. We're going to be talking about. Virl, you tell her what you felt when we did the pendant.
About that technology from the Japanese, the energy flow. I started feeling some feelings in those fingers,
from
that right hand.
From the minerals in the earth that were in the pendant.
Okay.
No drugs.
Okay.
It's the combination of being on the table of Mother Earth and taking the ingredients of the body. The body can take care of itself.
if we'll let it.
Strengthen the immune system in the body can take care of it.
I believe that.
I really
aren't
do.
we told that in the scriptures?
That's true.
Don't we know this?
That's true.
Oh.
And it seems like people go out of their way to do it the easy way.
Yeah.
And really and truly, it's not the easy way. My dear sweet mommy, she was raised in a wonderful environment on the farm. We ate pure growing up. And then stuff happened in her life, and somebody said, well, why don't you take a pill if you're feeling kind of depressed? And why don't you take another pill?
Yeah.
And then why don't you take another pill? And then the doctor said, well, I don't know if I want to give you another pill, so she found another doctor.
Yeah.
And in the end, by the time she passed away at 85,
Yeah, I can believe
Oh, my word.
she had 11 or 12, at one point 15 doctors prescribing, and they didn't know what they were doing. Mother was a medical drug addict.
Yeah.
And it was heartbreaking because she was funny, beautiful woman, quick, had a great mind. But over the years, of course, she was so hard-headed. She could have lived to be 100, I think, if she hadn't had the medications. But they wore her down. They absolutely wore her down.
Well, you know, Pat, when you
energy.
mention the scriptures, I'm going to say this one thing. I'm going to ask everybody out there to please, before you hear the next program, go to your Old Testament, read Daniel chapter 1. We've all heard about what Daniel, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego used, that within a year, Nebuchadnezzar, the king, was amazed because he wanted them to eat all of his goodies, the wine and all the king's dainties, as they're called, which is all their processed food variety back then, so that they would be stronger, so they would be his allies with his country, with Egypt. Instead, what did they say? No, give us water to drink and pulse to eat.
That's it.
And within a year, they were brighter than all the wizards. They were stronger. They were healthier. And Nebuchadnezzar just went, holy cow. And he started putting everyone on the pulse. And everybody's wondered what was in the pulse. And we have found what was in the pulse that very few people know about. And I'm going to give the background to that.
On that coming up.
Good.
And the results of that are still the same as they were back in Daniel's day. We can all have that if we just know where to sit down at Mother Nature's table. She'll serve us the pulse. And we're going to talk about that.
I want to know about it right now. And I'm
Information.
going to have to listen again next
aren't we?
week.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's talk about a few things that we've talked about here. Today we're celebrating on my show the beginning of Virl Osmond and his group. And it's Virl Osmond Live. And he's going to be, you'll be able to find him on the same network. Good. And you'll be able to find us on 1480. And I'm going to be out there cheering him on and dancing in the streets for him because this is his first time that he said, this is my show. I can do anything in the world I want to do with it. And he's turning 40 pretty soon. No, he just had a birthday. He's 66 and proud of it. And I'm very proud of him, and I've been just so honored to have him as my guest and excited that he's spinning off his own show and will be here for the duration of ever, whatever that means. And I want to thank you, Virl, for being such a good friend.
Thank you for inviting me.
It's my pleasure. It's been a
my whole
great
family
fun.
wants to thank you.
Well, good. I'll take that. They brought me a lot of pleasure over the years, that's for sure. And David Mickle, we appreciate you being here and look forward to hearing more.
I'm looking forward to sharing.
I think I want to borrow you to cut some, we're going to get some ads on here. I love this radio voice. They're good pipes. So thank you for that. And Debbie Babbitt, thank you very much for being with us. She's still here in the studio with us, so we thank her for being with us this morning. She and this group of partners are working with charities, the Chainbreaker and Morning Star. You're going to hear a lot more about both of those charities. They are the Chainbreaker are their main sponsor coming up starting next week. And also Richard Logsdon, we appreciate him. He's a partner also, going to all be working together.
Can you imagine how much good we're going to do?
Yeah, this is going to be great. We want you to email and tell your friends and let them know where you are and share and share and share and share so that we can build up the radio station, our listeners.
Well, we're bringing our fans on, too.
And going to get the fans involved here.
They're going to be involved.
It's really going to be fun.
Yeah.
I want to thank Pete Hansen and Kent Vorkink at UtahValleyLive.com. Check it out throughout the day. Everything we do is archived, and it's all live when originally we are live, and we are making it happen. I'm Pat Sheranian, and I want to thank Kyani for being my sponsor and our sponsor today. Most of us are on these products because they are natural. You have a safe and good day, and be healthy. Think about what you're eating. God bless.
God bless. Thank you.